Okay, welcome to today's Math is Everywhere topic of the day. We are in Unit 5, and the second video topic for Unit 5 is proportions. That's right, proportions. What are proportions? You're about to find out. But first, I want to tell you about a friend of mine named Benedict. Benedict has 4 people in his family, and of the 4 people in his family, 2 out of 4 are boys, although with the haircut on that one of them. Anyways, I also have another friend, Ray Ray. Ray Ray has 2 people in his family, and of the 2 people in his family, 1 is a cat. Now, with these 2 families, you might recognize that a ratio of 2 to 4 and a ratio of 1 to 2 are really equal to each other because 2 out of 4 is the same thing as half his family. A proportion is just a pair of equal ratios. So, when you have 2 ratios that match, when you have 2 ratios that are equal, you have yourself a proportion. Or you could say that those 2 ratios are proportional. So, we could say those ratios form a proportion. You could say they are a proportion because they're a pair of equal ratios, or you could say that those 2 ratios are proportional. Alright, so a proportion is just a pair of 2 ratios that are equal. Remember, a ratio is a way to compare 2 different numbers, like 20 girls to 10 guys. A proportion is a set of 2 equal ratios, like 34 girls to 17 guys. And in order for a proportion to work, both ratios have to be equal. So, how can you tell if 2 ratios are proportional? How can you tell if the 2 ratios are equal? Well, there's one easy way to do it. We could simplify 20 over 10 by reducing the top by 10 and reducing the bottom by 10. We could simplify the second fraction, the second ratio, dividing the top and the bottom by 17. And they both come out to 2 over 1. Both of these are a 2 to 1 ratio. They're just not written as 2 over 1, they're written as 20 over 10 and 34 over 17. And therefore they're equal, and therefore they're proportional. So one way to tell if 2 ratios form a proportion is to reduce both ratios into simplest form and then see if the 2 ratios still match. Okay? If they do match, then they do form a proportion and they are proportional. And if they don't match, then they're not proportional. So here's your first practice problem. Do these ratios form a proportion? Are they proportional? Okay, next. Proportions are kind of magical, and I want to show you something kind of cool. Let's say you took that same proportion, which we did decide was proportional. These 2 ratios do equal each other. And let's say you took the diagonal numbers, 20 and 17, and the other 2 diagonals, 10 and 34, let's say you multiplied those pairs. So you did 20 times 17 and 10 times 34. If you get a calculator out real quick, you can do 20 times 17 and you can do 10 times 34. And these are called cross products because you're multiplying. They both happen to come out to the same thing. That's the magic of proportions. When 2 ratios are proportional, their cross products are always equal. Let's test it on another one. 3/4 and 75 100ths, or 3 out of 4 and 75 out of 100. You might already suspect that these are indeed proportional, and they are, because 3/4, that's like 3/4, and isn't 75 out of 100 cents 3/4 of a dollar? Yeah. Let's verify it though. 3 times 100, 4 times 75. Yeah, 3 times 100 is 300. 4 times 75 is also 300. You can check it on your calculator if you want to. That's the magic of proportions. Their cross products are always equal. Yay! So your second practice problem is, are these 2 ratios proportional? Do you have to reduce both? No. You could just do 2 times 100 and 8 times 24 and see if those 2 cross products come out the same. Alright, you can also use cross products to help you solve proportional problems when there's a missing piece. Like, what if I had 2 out of 5 and I wanted to figure out how many out of 10 that should be? Well, 2 out of 5 is the same as, what out of 10? Well, I could do a cross product here and get 5 times x, and a cross product there and get 10 times 2, and those things should be equal, so 5x should equal 20, or 5 times x should equal 20, and the only thing you can multiply by 5 to get 20 is 4, so x must equal 4. So yay for cross products, they can help us solve proportion problems. Try this one with mental math. I bet you could do this in your head. If you have 2 over v equals 1 over 8, what must v equal? I'll give you a second. Well, 1 times v equals 2 times 8, and 2 times 8 is 16, and 1 times v is v, so v equals 16. 16 must be the number that we plug in for v. Alright, here you go. Solve this proportion. Oh, big numbers. Use a calculator. Okay, just to review, a ratio is a comparison of two different numbers. A proportion is a comparison of two equal ratios. And when you have proportions, you can use cross products to solve problems. That's really all we got to do today. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. I will see you next time.